Hey guys, welcome back again. Okay, so I'm really excited about this video because like I said in the last video, from now on I'm going to be taking a little bit of a different direction with my channel. First of all, because we're not in China anymore, so I don't have as much like China related content. So from now on my channel is going to be focusing on weight loss and fitness because over the past 2 years or 2.5 years I have lost around 20 kg. So in today's video I'm gonna share with you like my weight loss story and a little bit about what I did to lose the weight and what I'm doing now and how I gained weight in the first place and all the details of the whole story. So I'm not gonna get into too many exact tips and how I lost the weight and like my helpful hints and tips and stuff. Today I'm just gonna give you like a general story, the whole story. Okay, so that being said, let's get started. The first thing I want to say is that I'm going to be sharing some like numbers, some weight related numbers in this video, but please don't compare your numbers to mine. Everyone has different bodies and different goals and different proportions, and personally I feel like my proportions are pretty weird, so definitely don't compare the numbers. This is just to use as a reference to help other people and inspire people to reach for their goals. So also in addition to that, I would say if you are struggling with your weight right now, please don't beat yourself up. Try to be positive and don't go about weight loss the wrong way. If you think about your body in a negative way, you're going to lose weight in a negative way, and I think it's not healthy, like physically or mentally. It's not sustainable usually. So I want to inspire people to love their bodies so much that they know they deserve to reach their goals, and love your body enough to want to change it and make it the best that you can and live your healthiest, like best life. So those are some blanket statements before we get started with the weight loss story, so now we can get started with that. The first thing I want to tell you guys about in this story is how I gained weight in the first place. So throughout high school I was pretty slim and I was always doing sports and pretty active, so I wouldn't say I was super skinny or anything, but I was always like in good shape. I was running, I was playing volleyball. I was also eating like whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. I never, like in high school time, at that time, I never restricted myself at all. I was not eating like that healthy, but I was just super active, so I was pretty slim. I stayed pretty slim throughout high school. And then when I went to college, I didn't gain like the freshman 15 like a lot of people, but I did gain a few pounds like when I first started college, and honestly like that really scared me, so I just lost it right away, just like by tracking calories and working out a little bit harder and everything. So I had only gained like 2 pounds or 3 pounds at that time, but I was like, no, I'm gonna stop this right here before it gets out of control. And so I just lost that weight and went back to my normal weight, and I kind of maintained that for the first year. And then the second year of college, that's when I started to take birth control, and that's when my problems started with weight gain. I just lost control. I think like I don't really think that birth control, like I don't know how to say this. It doesn't really directly make you gain weight. Like it changes your hormones and makes you more hungry and more irritable, and you're more likely to eat then. So I don't think the birth control like directly made me lose weight. It was still like my choices, but the birth control made me feel like eating more. Does that make sense? Like I think that's how it worked for me. So anyway, I gained weight really quickly. Like at that time when I started taking birth control, I gained like 20 pounds in just a few months after taking it, and it was like a pretty drastic change pretty quickly. So that's like 2 years into college, and then after that I just slowly gained a little bit more until I came to China, which was a year after college. So after I started taking birth control, I gained like 20 pounds in just a few months, and then after that I just gradually increased until a year after college when I got to China. So a lot of people, when they move to China, they lose weight actually because they don't have familiar foods, they don't have like the normal Western diet available, so they will usually lose weight, but that didn't happen to me. So I'm not saying if you want to lose weight you need to move to China, because that did not happen to me. After I moved to China, my weight stayed pretty stable for the first year and a half of being there, almost 2 years. I stayed around 75 kg, and 75 kg was the highest that I got, and I reached that right before I went to China, and that kind of stayed stable for the first year or so while I was in China. And like I said, I didn't lose weight when I came to China, although I know a lot of people did. For me, because I'm a pretty adventurous eater, so I was always trying new things. There was a lot of like new things I'd never tried, so of course I wanted to experience that, so I was trying new foods all the time. Plus, like, because the food wasn't like, I wasn't super used to the food, I did like reach for those comfort foods more often, like when they were available. Like if you're not used to eating spicy food or eating food with a lot of bones in it, then you go for those comfort foods. Like I would go to McDonald's pretty regularly, like at least like 3 times a week or something, which I didn't do before. So my weight didn't really change like once I got here. And then the next step in the journey was when I first met Ming Wang, my boyfriend, and he was super fit, he was super active, he was in good shape, and it kind of made me realize like that I was ignoring this problem. And so, you know, I had been wanting to lose the weight as long as I had gained it, but I just wasn't making it a priority. But then when I saw Ming Wang like going to the gym every day, he looks amazing, his eating habits are really good, it just made me realize like this is something that is important to me and I do want to change it, so it's time to change it. So when I first shared that with Ming Wang, he was super supportive. He was like, okay, that's amazing, that's great, like I'm really proud of you. You can do it, and I'll help you. If you need help, just let me know. I will try to help you. And so that was really good. I really appreciated his support during that time, and it was really nice. Like we kind of bonded over this, and we had some like more shared interests and more shared like goals. And so that's one thing that really helped me. I mean, really, I wouldn't have even started the journey, to be honest, if I hadn't seen him like going to the gym every day and like making those good choices. So for the first like 6 months of this like weight loss period, I lost weight really fast. So I was losing like a kg or so every week, and it was, I mean, I wouldn't say it was easy, but I was just super motivated at the beginning. So I lost like 10 kg, 15 kg within like 6 to 8 months. So that was really fast. It really like gave me a lot of motivation. So I went from 75 to around 60 pretty quickly, like 6 to 8 months, like I said. And then after that, I don't want to scare you guys away, but this is really the true story. This is what happened to me. I hit a plateau, and of course I've heard about plateaus, like I've experienced little ones before, but it was nothing that I couldn't just like push through. This plateau was 2 years long, and again, I don't want to scare you, but this is just the truth. This plateau is 2 years long, and it's not because it was physically like impossible for me to reach my next goal. It was just I was getting tired and kind of burnt out, and I started making excuses, and eventually those excuses became more important than my end goal. So I had already gotten down to 60 kg, but my end goal was 55 kg because I thought that that's what I would look like the best at. So I kept pushing, like kind of, but then like I said, I just started making excuses, and I wasn't really taking responsibility for my actions, and I wasn't doing things that aligned with that goal. So I just spent 2 years kind of like torturing myself. And if you get anything out of this video, I hope that you will listen to this part, because the motivation will be there and sometimes, and then sometimes it won't. But if your goal is still the most important thing to you, you will find a way to do it, and you won't let your excuses like keep you from reaching your goal. So anyway, I was like this torture, and I don't mean torture like I was like starving myself, because I wasn't. I was always eating like pretty balanced and like in a more sustainable way. But just like mentally, like playing mental games with myself, I wasn't losing the weight, so I was getting frustrated, and then I would be like extreme for a couple of days, and then and then maybe it wouldn't even change my weight, and then I would get, I was just playing like mental games with myself, and I wasn't being honest with myself. I would say that's the most important thing. Like, I will share more tips later, but the most important thing is just always be honest with yourself. It's the most important thing. If you can't be honest with yourself, you won't be able to reach your goals. You have to be honest, and you have to hold yourself accountable, or you have to take the responsibility when you don't reach your goals. So those are your options, basically. I know it sounds harsh, but this is just like the reality of the situation. So anyway, I'm in this 2-year plateau. I'm stuck, I'm feeling frustrated. I want to mix something up. Like, my gym routine is getting old. I want to mix it up. I want to get motivated again. So I decided I only have like 5 kg left to go. I'm gonna hire a gym trainer. So I am living in China at the time, so I hired a Chinese gym trainer, and we had no problem communicating because, he can just like show me what to do, and I can speak some Chinese, so we got along pretty well. But I hired the gym trainer, like I said, to mix up my routine and to have someone to push me, because I just needed something, like I needed more of a push to reach this like last goal, and I was tired of making excuses. I thought this would help, but it turns out like I'm not really sure why this happened. Like, I don't know if because I gave him a specific goal and a time limit, if he was just like really wanted to challenge me, or if because I was a foreigner in China, he was kind of pushing me to see how far I could go. But it ended up like I got pushed past my limit, and I ended up getting injured. I mean, I was running like for an hour or longer on the treadmill when I didn't have sessions like with him, and then if I did have a session with him, I would have the hour-long like HIIT cardio session plus the treadmill for 30 or 40 minutes after that, and my knees just couldn't take it. So eventually I had to take 2 weeks off and just like recover. Just literally couldn't do anything. Even walking was just hurting my knees. So I had to take 2 weeks off, and basically I just ended up being even more frustrated than before. Like, I still didn't lose the weight, and I was injured. I couldn't go to the gym, and because of all that training, I was like hungry and grouchy all the time. So my experience with the gym trainer was not that good, but I do take some responsibility for it, because I could have told him no at any time. I could have refused. I could have told him that I was hurting. I didn't want to keep going, but I was just so tired of dragging it out that I just kept pushing, and I just pushed myself too far, and he pushed me a little bit hard. And so anyway, my experience with the trainer was not that good, but like I said, I do take responsibility for it as well. It's not just his fault. So that kind of like taught me a really valuable lesson about rest, like knowing when you need to call yourself out on your excuses, and knowing when you actually do need to rest. I think that's really important as well. So after that, I was like, okay, you don't need a trainer. You don't need some program. You know what to do. You've been working out for years. Like, you've been working out since high school. You've been active like this whole time. You know what to do. Don't make excuses. Be honest with yourself and get it done. So I did it. The last 5 kg, I finally did it. I just went back to the basics, like calories in, calories out. As much as people like hate counting calories, I think it's a valuable tool as long as you can do it in a healthy way. And so anyway, I just went back to the basics. I got it done. I arrived at 55 kg, and this was just like 2 weeks ago. It's still fresh in my mind, so I'm still adjusting to this body weight, and I think it will take some time to just kind of like stabilize here and get used to it. But for right now, I'm just kind of maintaining at 55 and trying to just test out things, just see how it goes. And then after this like maintenance period, I will come up with some new goal. I don't know what it will be. Maybe I think I would like to tone up a little bit more and just keep. And now I would really like to focus on like nutrition, because although I was trying to be like pretty balanced during this whole time, right now I want to get back to like just treating my body really well with nutrition. I think it's the best medicine. So that's kind of like where I'm at right now. So basically, to summarize this video, I think the most important thing, I'll say it again, is you have to be honest with yourself. Like if your goal is important to you, you will find a way to do it, or you will make some excuses. And when you make those excuses, you have to call yourself out and say, okay, that's an excuse. But you also need to know when you really do need to rest, and you need to know what is sustainable for you and what is not, and that is the way that you can reach your goals. Like not just weight loss goals, like this is specifically about weight loss, but that's how you reach your goals in life in general. So just know yourself, be honest with yourself, and like I also want to mention about the trainer. There's a lot of value to be had in trainers. Like they can teach you so much about exercises and like good form, especially if you're just getting started. They can teach you about nutrition. They can look at your goals and tell you like what is the best way to achieve them. And like I think they're super valuable. I'm not encouraging you not to get a trainer. I just want you to keep in mind like your limits and how you can find balance. And ultimately, it's not going to be the trainer that loses the weight for you. Like they can't lose it for you. They can tell you what to do, but whether you do it and how well you do it is up to you. So even if you hire the trainer, your weight loss is still not their responsibility. It is yours. So again, be honest with yourself. Call yourself out when you need to be called out. Surround yourself with good people who will support you, just like Ming Wang. Like I'm so thankful for him. He helped me like a tremendous amount throughout this, like especially during those times when I was frustrated and I was feeling sorry for myself and making excuses. He was like, you know, if you want to do this, you got to do it. Like I support you. Like if you want to do it, you have to take responsibility for it. And you know, I don't like to hear that at the time, but it's totally true. And once I accepted that advice, like it changed my whole mindset. It helped me get to my goals faster and in a more sustainable way. So anyway, that's kind of my weight loss story. So like I said at the beginning, I lost weight really quickly. I was really motivated. I just did the basics, like tracked calories. At first I didn't even go to the gym. Like I was just watching what I ate. And then after that, I did start going to the gym, and I did that for 6 to 8 months, and I lost like 15 kg. Then I hit that plateau, and it was really frustrating, and I went through a lot of like mental challenges during that time. And then I just stopped making excuses for myself. I went back to the basics. I tracked calories, I worked out, I just held myself accountable. I took responsibility for my actions and my excuses, and I did it. And I am so proud of myself. Like I said, I just reached this goal like 2 weeks ago. It's still fresh, and I'm really proud of myself. And I hope that if you're watching this, if you find it relatable, it will inspire you to keep reaching for your goals. Even if you have a 2-year plateau, like keep going. If it's something that's important to you, you can do it. You totally can do it. So just keep going after it no matter what. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's my first weight loss / fitness related video, so I'm really excited to share it with you and get some feedback. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.